All right, let's get right into it. Today, we are breaking down the strategic blueprint for building a truly world-class energy management program. Whether you're trying to fine-tune what you've already got or you're starting from square one, this is all about how you can turn energy management from just another line item into a real competitive advantage for your business.
So let's start with the big picture. Why does this matter so much? Well, check out this number. In a typical commercial building, energy can eat up to 30% of the entire annual budget. It's often the single biggest operating cost you have. And if you're in an energy-intensive industry, that number's even higher. We're not just talking about keeping the lights on. We're talking about a huge, direct path to improving your bottom line.
So, what exactly is an energy management program, or EMP? Let's be clear, this is not a one-off project. It's a formal, structured system. It's about applying solid engineering and economic principles in a continuous cycle of improvement that just keeps driving down costs and making your whole organization stronger.
You know, the business case for doing this is incredibly strong, and it really stands on three powerful pillars that all support each other. First, environmental quality. You're directly cutting your greenhouse gas emissions. Second, economic competitiveness. I mean, who doesn't want to cut costs and boost profits? And third, you're building energy security, making your entire operation way more resilient because you're less dependent on those crazy volatile energy markets.
Okay, so here's our roadmap. We've just covered the strategic case. Next up, we'll get into laying the foundation, then we'll look at the program's core engine, talk about the essential support systems, and finally, wrap up with how to achieve continuous, lasting improvement.
Let's move on to the foundation, and I mean the absolute non-negotiables. Look, you can have the best tech and the smartest people, but if you don't get this part right, the whole thing is going to stumble. This is all about getting the people and the organizational support locked in from day one.
In the cornerstone of that foundation, it is, without a doubt, top management support. This isn't just a nice-to-have. It is the single most critical ingredient, and to get it, you've got to speak their language. We're talking about framing savings in terms of EBITDA impact and risk mitigation, because without that C-suite die-in, you won't get the authority, you won't get the resources, and your program is pretty much dead on arrival.
Now, once you have leadership's blessing, you need a champion on the ground, your energy manager. This person is the heart of the program. They are the coordinator, the motivator, the one who drives action. They need the skills to talk to everyone, from the folks in the boiler room all the way up to the boardroom, and they have to be high enough up the chain to have some real authority.
All right, with that foundation solidly in place, let's get into the technical heart of the EMP. This is the operational cycle that's constantly finding waste, measuring your performance, and actually generating savings. This is the engine that makes the whole thing go.
So, this engine runs on a really simple but powerful three-step loop. Step 1, energy audits. You got to find the waste and identify what we call energy management opportunities, or EMOs. Step 2 is all about data, monitoring, targeting, reporting, to figure out exactly where you stand. And finally, step 3 is implementation. You act on those opportunities and you capture the savings. Then what? The cycle starts all over again, and each time you go through it, you get smarter.
Now, a huge part of that data step is benchmarking. And to really know how you're doing, you've got to look at it from two different angles. You've got practice benchmarking, that's the qualitative stuff, comparing your processes to industry best practices. Then you have energy benchmarking. That's all quantitative, comparing your hard performance data against your own history or maybe your competitors. A truly great program needs both.
You know, a powerful engine is pretty useless without a chassis, a transmission, and fuel, right? Well, the exact same thing is true for your MEP. That core loop we just talked about needs a solid set of support systems to keep it running efficiently for the long haul.
And there are really 3 essential support structures. First up, proactive maintenance programs. I mean, something as simple as a steam leak repair program can give you massive savings with a payback measured in weeks, not years. Second, you need effective tools. This means using a standard like ISO 50001 to build a repeatable system. And third, you need to strategically deploy proven technologies, going beyond simple fixes to integrated solutions like CHP systems.
But you know what? Maybe the most important support system isn't a piece of technology at all. It's your people. Your employees on the ground, the ones operating the equipment every single day. They know where the problems are. They're a massive, untapped reservoir of potential savings.
So the million-dollar question is, how do you unlock that potential? Well, the answer is training and engagement.
Programs that are specifically designed to influence behavior and create a real culture of energy awareness, those can lead to significant, lasting savings, and often with very little capital investment.
Okay, so we've built the foundation, we've fired up the engine, and we've put the support systems in place. Now we're at the final and maybe the toughest phase, making it last. This is where so many programs fail because they lose steam. So let's really focus on how to sustain that momentum.
The mindset shift here is absolutely critical. An EMP is not a project with a start and a finish line. It is a perpetual, circular process of improvement. Every win, every new piece of data, it all just refines your strategy and sets you up for the next opportunity.
And communication is the glue that holds it all together. It has to come from all sides. Of course, formal reporting is crucial for keeping management in the loop and the money flowing. And public recognition, like getting an ENERGY STAR certification, that stuff celebrates wins and gets everyone excited. But look at the impact of informal communication. The day-to-day chats, the toolbox talks, the operator feedback, that's what keeps your teams on the ground invested. It's often the most powerful tool you have.
So in the end, it all comes back to this powerful loop. Identify the opportunity, implement the solution, refine your approach with data, and then you repeat. This is how you lock in your gains and weave a true culture of efficiency right into the DNA of your organization.
So I'll leave you with this final thought to chew on. A successful energy management program fundamentally changes your whole approach from being reactive to being proactive. It gets you way beyond just paying utility bills and lets you manage energy in real time as a strategic asset. The only question left is, are you ready to make that shift?